Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Clickbait and Coffee. It is Friday morning here in Warren County, 8 o'clock Central Time. I hope everybody has had a good day so far, or a good morning. And Mike Shepard is driving down here to Bowling Green. Mike's going to come help me today. We've got a whole bathroom shower and walls and all kinds of stuff that we're going to grout today. So Mike's on his way down. Grit and Grace, good morning. Hey, I've got that comfrey dug up, and I will shoot you a message later on today about that. And that's one thing. Shelly and I was talking to Shelly, and I told her, I was like, you ought to see the stinking comfrey that's coming up out there. I was like, some of that stuff is darn near knee high. And she's like, we ought to start selling some of that because people are always wanting comfrey. You see it all the time. People are like, I want comfrey cuttings, roots, stuff like that. So probably within a week or so, something like that, we will have comfrey on the website to sell and on our website, KentuckySustainableLiving.com. So we'll have comfrey. We'll probably have roots, maybe a few crowns to sell. We've got to get everything figured out. We're probably going to dig some this weekend, something like that. So our shepherds, good morning. Good morning, Forrest. Good morning, Greg. Hey, tell me what everybody is doing this morning, what you've got planned. It's Friday, so we've got to do a little bit of work, and then we've got the weekend. What's everybody's weekend plans? I know tonight we've got baseball practice. We had a baseball game last night. Won that joker. We did pretty good. We won by 6 runs last night. So the kids were absolutely ecstatic, tickled to death, and everything like that. So, what's everybody's plans for the weekend? If it does not rain on Saturday, I'm going to be fixing that fence to where I can get the animals back over on the neighbor's pasture and start eating that thing down because, man, that grass is growing like gangbusters. It's darn near knee high and just thick as can be. I'm super excited, and I know those animals will be awesome. You know, they'll be super excited to get over there and start eating on that fresh grass. Chantel, good morning. Forrest, the next 3 days I'll be cleaning the leftover logging debris from in front of the new pasture. Awesome. Hey, Forrest, how much did y'all log when y'all logged that? Did y'all sell the logs for lumber, or what'd you do with that? So that's going to be a lot of work cleaning all that stuff up because I've seen where the guys come in and log stuff, and man, they just leave treetops everywhere. They logged my uncle's place years ago, and it was awesome. Big hickory trees and everything like that. Awesome place to hunt. And after those guys came in and logged, it was a freaking nightmare trying to get through that place with just treetops and everything else all around there. Grit and Grace is sipping coffee and trying to get my bearings. I understand that. Man, I tell you, when I first get up in the morning, I'm like, I've got to have some water. Some water to drink is one of my go-tos. I can drink a big glass of pretty much lukewarm water, whatever comes out of the tap. I drink a big glass of that, and that kind of gets me going, and then I jump in the shower and start the day most of the time. Chantel, weed eating and generally cleaning up the property. I've still got a bunch of weed eating to do. I probably got 2 hours of weed eating and just cleaning up some stuff like that. So hopefully I can get some of that done this weekend too. So, and our shepherds, gardening and dog training. That sounds fun. I am super excited to have our shepherds coming down for the festival. She's going to be doing talking about training dogs, and then we're also going to be doing TCCC, which is essentially first aid for your dogs. And I don't see a whole lot of people doing that, but I am super interested in watching that and learning some of that kind of stuff because that really interests me right there. Forrest says he got $7,700 from 12 acres of pines. That's not bad. I mean, it's kind of free money, honestly. I mean, other than you having to spend time to clean everything up, that's pretty stinking good. Greg's loading trucks. Hey, Greg, at least you're not stuck driving the trucks, though, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. I'm super interested in watching the dog stuff for sure. So, guys, if y'all are interested in that, you can get your festival tickets. You can get your first aid stuff. We've got all our first aid stuff is in stock, ready to ship out. Go to the website. Tickets right now are $35 a person. Kids get in. Kids 17 and under get in free. For the amount of stuff that we've got, $35 is dirt cheap to come to the festival. I mean, just one of these workshops or one of these classes that you'd go to, I mean, it's well worth the price on that. Good morning, Miss Sharon. I forgot. I just saw you come in here. Sorry I missed you. Yeah, Greg was driving a truck yesterday. That is not set. Greg sent me a picture one time. It was one of the last snowstorms we had. They had a pretty good snow up there, and he sent me a picture of what it looked like sitting in the front of his truck. And I was like, man, I said, I'm glad that's you and not me. So, but yeah, I mean, we've covered. Hey, also, we did give away the refuge medical class. They still have spots for the refuge class. Honestly, that class is probably going to sell out pretty quick. I know they're only doing 30 seats in that. So run over, if you go to our website, at the top of the website, there's a red banner. You can click on that. That will take you to Refuge Medical's website, right to the link to sign up for that. So there's still some seats left. If we sell that out, they're going to do an afternoon class also. So, Twin Oaks Family Farm, good morning from Southeast Ohio. Twin Oaks, I hope to see you July 18th, 19th. I always look at the board. I always forget the date sometimes. But we'll see you July 18th, 19th, and 20th, I hope. Yes, thank you, our shepherds. Hit the thumbs up button. Tell them to start suppressing us and everything. Tactical Muffin Top, good morning, buddy. Glad to see you in here. But yeah, work stuff has kept me busy. I hadn't got to do a lot of farm stuff because essentially I got off work yesterday, had time to check the animals, fill up water tanks, all that stuff, and then it was like zip, let's get to the ball game. And then we got home about 8 o'clock, and I had to do a bunch of stuff, website related, stuff like that. And we have also got, I was going to announce this. I have not got it on the website, and let me find it. Shelly sent me all of the info, if I can find it. Yes. All right. Let me see this. This guy is Greg New. He writes books. Wait. Okay, Greg New is all right. Yes, Greg New is a I'm pretty sure this is the right one. I don't know. Shelly sent me a bunch of stuff, but we have a Greg New, I think is his name. He does a land navigation class, and he specializes in land navigation. So we're going to have a land navigation hands-on workshop that's going to be taught at the festival. So we've added that. We've also got somebody that's going to come in and do a beekeeping workshop, which I'm super excited about that. That's going to be a cool thing to go to. So, I mean, I think we've got 15 or 16 different hands-on workshops that are going to be there. So, I mean, $35 to go to one of these workshops is well worth the money. So, good morning, Bill. Glad to see you this morning. What have you got going on, Bill? I'm always interested in what you got going on. tell me what time did you get up and all your stuff? Since last time you really showed everybody up, since you got up so early and had everything going. And yeah, our shepherds, you can't beat the price for it. Like I said, one of these workshops would well be worth, just William Bond's compost workshop is worth well over $35. So, and then also Jacob, Jacob's one of my friends. It's Jacob B. Peterson on YouTube. He owns Exodus Knife and Tool Company, makes some awesome custom knives. But Jacob came down to the lamb processing a couple weekends ago, and his video is out. So go check out Jacob's YouTube channel, and he's got the video that's got some clips and talking about our lamb processing. Hey, look, it's Prepared Citizen. He showed up. Morning, Jay. How are you doing this morning? I hate this stupid. All right. Okay. Freaking StreamYard has changed this thing, and it's a pain in the butt sometimes to highlight the comments. I'm on an iPad, so if you see me reaching up doing that, I'm on the iPad. I should really get high tech and do this on my laptop with an actual camera and all that stuff, but this works. Bill, I slept in this morning until 6. We got a pretty good rain yesterday afternoon, so taking the day off. It looks right now, it looks like it's going to rain outside today, but I don't know. I'm going to check the weather. I hadn't checked the weather. I'm bad about not checking the weather when we're working inside. It's just like, whatever, if it's going to rain, it's going to rain. Well, today, I mean, it's cloudy as all get out and looks like it's going to rain, but it's not. They're not calling for it. So, but yeah, guys, tell me what your weekend plans are. Talk to me, have some conversation. I've got a couple stories. I've actually brought my laptop down here to pull up some other stuff. But apparently there's a new pope. They elected a new pope yesterday, I think it was, when they elected it. It's the first American pope ever. I'm not Catholic, so it really doesn't affect me. I could care less about that. And this is kind of weird. The guy's got like his God-given name, but then he changes his name. So he's going to be Pope Leo the 14th. I think that shit's kind of weird. It's like, just stick with your name. Why couldn't it be Pope Jason instead of Pope Leo the 14th? So it's the first American pope ever. So that's kind of interesting. This is the first American pope ever. The guy's from Chicago. So, his ass is probably going to be crooked since being from Chicago, because I think everybody from Chicago is probably a little crooked. So this guy's probably crooked too. So other than that, he seems pretty liberal from what I was reading. So I know he bashed Trump a while back before he was actually elected pope or whatever. So there's been a bunch of tweets. He was tweeting a bunch of stuff a couple years ago about how he didn't like Trump and Trump's policies and all this kind of crap. So it is what it is. The new pope's not going to affect my life whatsoever. I could care less, but I know some people might. Grit and Grace, high of 55 here today, low of 37. I'm glad we're out of like the 30s and stuff like that. Miss Sharon said, I stayed up late canning ground chuck. Couldn't get up this morning. Hey, I don't blame you. There are some mornings I will stay up sometimes till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just dragging ass when I have to get up. I'm like, I really do not want to get up. Just to lay in bed for a little bit longer. Typically, sometimes I'll sleep in just every now and then on the weekends. I'll sleep in an extra hour or something like that. But most of the time, I'm still up and going. I got it done yesterday. Twin Oaks Farm. Let's see. I think the name is kind of because Jesus changed Simon's name to Peter. It's keeping with tradition. I have no idea. I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird. I'm not super. I don't know. I know a little bit about the Catholic Church, not a whole lot, but I don't understand the name change. It is what it is. I'm going to go on and work today and make money for the people that are on government assistance, so I can pay for their for them to sit on their ass. So we'll do that. Yeah. And Forrest says the Pope is anti-Trump, pro-BLM, open borders for the U.S. Yeah. And that's funny. It's like he's pro-BLM, anti-Trump, and open borders for the U.S. You're over in the Vatican. You're head of the Catholic Church. So, of course, everybody's like, church and state separation, that kind of stuff. And we're going down the rabbit hole. But, church and state separation, that kind of thing. But then he's like, the U.S. needs open borders. Dude, it's like, what right do you have? And, who really cares about your opinion? I don't care about your opinion personally. So why does it really matter? Don't worry about you should worry about religious issues and not political issues. And I know it really gets in and muddies the water and stuff like that, religion, politics, that kind of stuff. But don't tell the U.S. our policies we should have. I think the American citizens should get to vote on the policies we have, and not, the Pope or some figurehead saying, hey, y'all should have open borders. So, guys, tell me your thoughts on that. I can probably say that 99% of the people in here are wanting to not have open borders. That's just kind of a guess to me. Twin Oaks Farm, Southeast Ohio is sunny and 60s today. That's about what we're going to be. I think we're going to be upper 60s, something like that. This thing of sleeping in, never had it, LOL. I know, very, very rarely will I sleep in too awful late. Once in a blue moon, I'll do it. Yeah, and Bill, exactly. Church and state doesn't apply anymore, I guess. You're correct. I don't know. But the thing is, yes, religion does play a part in politics and stuff like that. I think we should go back. The United States was founded on Christian beliefs, and we've strayed super, super far from that. You can tell by all that. I think we should go back to what the country was founded for, but it doesn't look like we're going to do that. Let's see, Miss Sharon, you're right. If they all tended in their own business, the waters wouldn't be muddy. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Jay's open borders and BLM and the pride flag. Exactly, Jay. Let's fly it. That would be funny to get a big flag going. And yes, and the new Pope does go with that. So, but yeah, honestly, if everybody stayed in their lane, just think of how good the world would be. If everybody tended, just like Miss Sharon said, if everybody tended to their own business, as long as you're not hurting me or causing some kind of disturbance with me, I'm cool with doing whatever you want to do. If I've got, and it's like I've said before, if my neighbors, I don't have neighbors right up next to me, thank goodness, there's some standoff room. But if I lived in a subdivision and my neighbors were vegan and they wanted to eat tofu every night and do whatever they wanted to, that's cool. I'm still going to grill my steaks and eat lamb and everything else. And as long as they don't come over to my side of the fence trying to throw tofu at me and saying, you're killing animals, you need to be a vegan, and I'm not going over there saying you need to quit eating that tofu crap and come eat some lamb burgers or a steak with me, everybody can be cool. We can be friends, we can talk to each other, but don't try to shove your beliefs down my throat, and I won't try to shove my beliefs down your throat. We can live and let live. As long as you're not bothering me or causing any harm to my family, I'm good with it. So that's what Jay put. Yeah, the vegans. That's funny. You know if you meet a vegan, because that's one of the first things they're going to tell you is, I'm a vegan. So just like the people, 90% of the people you see that are doing carnivore diets or keto, they're right up there with the vegan people. They're going to tell you, first words out of their mouth. They come up and it's like, hey, I'm Billy and I'm on keto. It's like, great. I didn't ask. I don't really give a shit what you're on. So do whatever you need to do. And Forrest, yeah. Pantera said it best: "Be yourself, by yourself, and stay away from me." Exactly. I mean, I'm almost 47 years old. I'll be 47 in several days, and I just want to be left alone. I'm an adult. I know what is right and wrong, what I need to do. Just leave me the hell alone. And if I screw up something, it's all my fault, not somebody else's fault. I'm going to take the blame for it. So, Bill said it's overcast, foggy, and 61 in Jackson, Tennessee. And Grit and Grace, exactly, Forrest, for sure. And Jay, mind your own damn business. Yeah, just think, if everybody just stayed in their lane, think of how much better it would be. So, yeah, love that song. Yeah, Miss Sharon, some take it too far and it becomes their own label. Exactly. People are just like, you got to stand on these labels, and people want to label everybody and stuff like that. I mean, I guess you could label me as a homesteader and a preparedness person, but I don't shove it down people's throat, anything like that. If somebody wants to talk to me about it, I'll talk to them about it all day, but I don't walk around Lowe's and see some guy and be like, hey, you need to start raising sheep. You need to have 1,000 guns, and you need to do this. You need to do that. I don't talk about it unless somebody wants to talk to me about it. I'm not going to talk about it. So, but everybody wants labels. They want to, wear these super big pride flag T-shirts and everything like that, and just shove it down each other's throats and stuff like that. And Bill, yeah, I heard years ago, each to their own and leave me alone. Exactly. Good morning, Shelly. Shelly's in here this morning. She must not be too busy at work today. It is Friday, though. So, all right. Since we covered the new Pope and all that kind of crap, we've also got, I saw this. They're doing, I think today is Victory Day for World War II. And I know Russia's doing a big deal about it. They're doing a bunch of ceremonies and stuff like that. And apparently, Xi Jinping is over in Russia right now. So while he's over in Russia, and this is the headline that I've got written down: Russia and China make progress on a key natural gas pipeline. So apparently, this is the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline. They've pretty much inked the deal on this. There's going to be a new pipeline coming from Russia to China to supply them with natural gas. It's planned to deliver 50 billion cubic meters of natural gas annually. So I guess that's a whole lot. I mean, 50 billion cubic meters. I know that's more than that's more than I use a year. So I don't know. That's a lot of gas. So, but anyway, apparently what it is, China is looking to get stable energy from Russia so they can have that for all their manufacturing and all that kind of stuff. But if you really look at it, Chinese manufacturing has really gone down because of the trade tariffs that Trump's put on. So apparently you hear all these people saying that China's going broke, stuff like that, that their economy's crashing and everything, but they're still inking deals to get natural gas from Russia and a steady supply of that. So nobody really knows, unless you're over in China, what the economy's doing over there. I take everything I read with a good grain of salt on that. I mean, the Chinese government are not going to come out and be like, oh my gosh, all these factories had to lay off millions of workers. We're not shipping anything. The economy's going to hell. China's going to come out and be like, oh, everything's great. We're still shipping stuff. We're still hiring people. We're still building factories. They're not going to tell you that the place is going to hell in a handbasket. So honestly, we'll probably never know. So, but Russia, because I talked about it the other day, the European countries are wanting to sanction Russia more and not buy. They're wanting to wean themselves off of Russian natural gas. So they're going to cut their nose off to spite their face on that because they're still pissed off with what Russia's doing in Ukraine. And they're like, we're going to stop buying natural gas from y'all, from Russia, and then go more green and all that kind of crap because that's the future. So Russia is looking to diversify, and they're like, heck, if China wants all this natural gas, we'll build a stinking pipeline, and they've got a steady supply and a steady customer sending all their natural gas to China. So I don't know. They've already been in bed with each other before. They've got, they're in with the BRICS nations, that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of something to look at, be aware of. China and Russia are getting cozier. What's everybody's thoughts on that? I would like to hear what everybody's thoughts is with Russia and China signing all this, being buddies and buddies. Personally, I think they keep buddying up for each other, and if something jumps off, Russia and China will be together, and we'll be fighting the Russians and the Chinese probably. So who really knows? But yeah, what's everybody else's comments on that? I would like to know how y'all feel about it and everything. And let me pull up. I've actually brought my laptop down here. So I've got my laptop down here, and I'm going to hit a couple things here, just a couple little quick things that I saw. And here, Forrest. My brother-in-law in China works in an auto parts plant, and had his hours cut. Sorry about that. My wife and I called off our trip because of what's going on. Really? Well, that's interesting. And I mean, that's firsthand stuff right there. I mean, I do think the Chinese economy is probably going down a little bit just because there's not a lot of ships coming in. It's like the other day when I said the ports, the Los Angeles port was down like a third of their ships coming in and stuff like that. So Chantel, yes, agree on Russia and China. Let's see what Shelley said. Some say Revelation predicts the joining of China and Russia. Yes, I would say you are probably right. Yeah. And that, I mean, who knows? We might be living in end times. Who knows? But no man is going to know that. God's the only one that knows when the end times will actually be. So, all right. Here's one of the articles I found. I thought I'd just pull up some stuff, hit them real quick, get your thoughts on it. Now, this is from InfoWars, so take this with a whole salt shaker of salt. I listen to Alex Jones sometimes, but I think he's kind of a shield, but some of the stuff he says is true. Apparently, there's a massive study conducted by the state of Florida Surgeon General and MIT scientists that find a 37% increase in death in those that took the Pfizer shot. So apparently, the Pfizer shot, they did a study on all this, and they did it against the Pfizer shot and the Moderna shot. So apparently, there's a 37% increase in mortality if you took the Pfizer shot than if you took the Moderna shot. It's kind of food for thought. I didn't take a shot, not going to, don't plan on it. So that's just one of the things. It's kind of interesting. You can read that article. It's really interesting in what's going on with that. Good morning, Chuck. Glad to have you in here. So, all right. Another thing, we have got India and Pakistan are still going at each other. They launched, where was it? Oh, let me pull this, find it. All right, this is apparently overnight. The India and Pakistan are still going at each other, fighting, everything like that on the border. They're trading blame. India said Pakistan attacked it overnight. The Pakistanis were using drones and other munitions along the border, and then the Pakistani security source said India launched drone attacks on Pakistan early this morning. And they keep saying, you know, you did this, you did that. So Pakistan and India are lighting off. They're shooting each other, bombing each other, stuff like that. Uh, they're still saying there's room for diplomacy, but these are two nuclear powers that are fighting each other. They're pissed off. Everything else going at each other right on the border, bombing each other. And it's all started because of a quote terrorist attack in Kashmir on a bunch of tourists. So, guys, what are your thoughts on that kind of stuff? Tell me what you think about it. Newman, glad to have you in here. Good morning. I hadn't seen you in a hot minute. Glad to have you here. Let's see, Twin Oaks. Our sons were in high school football at the time of all the shots. We saw so many of the guys take them and then be sidelined from sports for cardio. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that you hear so many people just suddenly dying, having cardiovascular issues, stuff like that from getting these shots. And it's funny with all the stuff coming out about that. It's like all the stuff that's coming out about the shots and everything like that, and how COVID was not such a big thing, than what it was made out to be. I know that they were talking about how they're talking about what they're going to put in the next rounds of the COVID vaccines. So it's like, what the heck? It's like this whole narrative is falling apart, and they keep having to prop it up, and these people aren't wanting to get the shots, and they're like, all these studies are coming out that these shots are killing people and everything, but the guys are over here like they're rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. This boat is sinking, but they're moving the chairs around, worrying about that, and they're like, what are we going to put in the next rounds of shots? And it's like, people are still taking these vaccines. It's like ludicrous that people think that, this thing is still going to save you. So, yeah, and Miss Sharon, we lost 6 family members within 7 months with all that crap. That's a shame. I'm sorry about that. And Newman, been at combat skills training 2 days, and I wake up until I heard and head to the dark continent. Man, that does not sound fun. So what are you going to be doing over there? I know you said that you were going to deploy and be out for a while, but what all are you going to be doing on the dark continent? Yes, and Shelley, I think all the conflicts, no matter where, are orchestrated by the top 1% of the people. People just need to be left alone and live their lives. Exactly. Damn, Skippy, leave me alone. Let's do our stuff and be done. Forrest, the U.S. needs to stop being the world police and let everyone fight it out. India and Pakistan have nukes, but it only be regional capacities. The U.S. doesn't have to worry. Yeah, and I heard somebody was talking that, essentially if they shot some nukes off, we might get a little bit of the fallout here. Of course, it depends on how many nukes they shoot at each other and stuff like that. So I do. Forrest, I agree. We need to stop being the police. Let people fight it out, and until it comes to our doorstep, don't worry about it. So, see, Newman, expect more of the same and worse with Casey Means as Surgeon General and Susie Wiles calling the shots on who gets the nod. Yeah, exactly. I just don't understand how all of it, how they're just still doing this stuff, and people are still just, lapping it up. Hell, you still see people at freaking Walmart and places like that are wearing stupid masks, and I'm like, what the hell? You must be some kind of stupid. I guess, the people that are still wearing their mask when they're in the car by themselves, I understand that, because that's to keep them from licking the windows when they're stopped at the stoplight. So those people are fine. I'll give them a nod, let them go ahead and not lick the windows when they're alone. So, and yes, Newman is a medical planner. I remember you telling me that. That sounds pretty stinking cool. So, Chantel, no more jabs. Couldn't get an exemption, so took the initial round. I'm a nurse and couldn't be without the income. Yeah, and I think it's totally shitty that the government and these companies were like, you have to take this or else you're not going to have a job, that kind of stuff. I think that is super ridiculous. I feel bad for those people that were put in that situations. There's really no good way out. I feel sorry for the people that were put in there. So, and Newman, 110 degrees and 71% humidity, and it's only May. Whew. Man, that ain't no good. I will not take that ever. That sounds horrible, honestly. So. Some of them have to have transplants, yeah, and it is some. I mean, now I'm talking about some of these people that are. I understand people that are immunocompromised, something like that, that are wearing masks, but I'm talking about like 20-year-old kids that are walking around looking great shape. They're just wearing masks, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, do what you want to do, but whatever. Yeah, and that's exactly. I mean, if they want to do it, let them do it. But like I said, some of these people are looking super great health and stuff like that, and it's just like, man, what's the deal going on with that? Yes, exactly. They are still stuck on stupid. So, I mean, it's funny. You can talk about mask, and people will get upset about it and everything like that. It's funny. It's one of those issues that it's like you're either for or against and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, okay, whatever. So let's see, Twin Oaks. A lot of young people got brainwashed with the propaganda. Yes, that is 100% true. And Miss Sharon, they're using it as a fashion trend around here. It makes me sick. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, I I don't know. They do use it as a fashion trend. I mean, I don't know. I got sucked into it. I did wear a mask but now this was before when it first like kicked off, and we thought it was going to be freaking, world. I mean, the world-ending plague and all this kind of stuff. And we thought it was that. I took some precautions, but after we found out what it was, it's kind of like, man, this thing ain't nothing. Let's just go on, live our lives. If we get it, we get it. Let's get sick and go on about it. Kind of like chicken pox. So get the chicken pox and go on about your life. Newman, I've come to understand that these evil asshats are determined to reduce our carbon. There's reason. Only remnants survive. There's survival of the wisest. Exactly. It's like they said. We're the carbon that they want to reduce. Yeah, I mean that's the whole agenda is depopulation. We're a bunch of useless eaters because we're not in the top 1%. So, but what we need to do is get healthy, stay healthy, eat real food. Let's stop eating all this processed crap. Let's grow our own food. Eat this real food that you grow on your property or one of your friends grows on their property. If you can't raise sheep, if you can't raise cows, if you can't raise chickens, if you can't do all this, find somebody in your community, somebody that you trust that will raise these animals. Find this, buy this, eat real meat, eat real vegetables, real food. Stop eating your fruity pebbles and all that crap. Get healthy, stay healthy, and they're going to have a heck of a lot harder time killing you if you're healthy. Get training. I mean, get your training, get your firearms training, get your medical training, all that kind of stuff. Be harder to kill, and then we won't have to worry about the depopulation so much. Get off the government system as much as you can, and not necessarily EBT or anything like that, but get off that system. Be as self-sufficient as you can, because the less you rely on somebody else, the better off you are in somebody coming in and saying, hey, you can't do this or we're going to do that. If you're just like, cool, dude, whatever, I don't have to worry about what you're telling me. I can do what I want to. You're in a much better position that way. And Shelley, yeah, I agree with Newman. And then Grit and Grace. I got kicked out of places for refusing to wear a mask and not having a shot. Hey, Grit and Grace, I got kicked out, and I told the story. The little Rich Pond Market that I've been going to for years and years, they kicked me out of there because I would not wear a mask. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. And I didn't go back to that place. I just started going back a couple weeks ago because it changed hands and had new owners, and that piece of shit that used to own it sold it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going back. But yeah, they kicked me out of there, and I didn't go back for years. And I got kicked out. Oh, it was funny. Down in Nashville, I'm like right at an hour from Nashville. I was working on a job, and the customer wanted tile. It was Louisville tile in Nashville. So the customer wanted this tile. I had to run down there and pick the tile up. And it just so happened, this was before my mother-in-law moved up to Bowling Green. She lived in Mount Juliet. So it just happened to be my mother-in-law and one of her friends were down at Louisville Tile. I had no idea they were down there. So I get down there and I walk in, and I saw my mother-in-law and her friend. I was like, hey, what are y'all doing? I was talking to them. They had their mask on. The girl comes out and she's like, sir, you've got to put a mask on. And I was like, I'm not putting a mask on. I said, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of. And she's like, well, you have to have a mask or you have to leave. I'm like, I'm picking up tile. Here's what I need. Get it for me. And she was like, no, you're going to have to leave. And I'm like, what the hell? She's like, you can't be in here without a mask. And I was like, well, I was like, I'm not putting one on. She said, well, what you have to do, you have to go sit in your truck and call us, and we will bring your tile out to you and pay for, and then you can pay for it out in your truck. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, cool. So my mother-in-law's laughing, and she's like, just put a mask on. I was like, no, I'm not putting a mask on. So I got kicked out of Louisville Tile with my mother-in-law and her friends standing there watching all of this. And I made them. I could have paid for this tile with my debit card, but I was like, I'm going to pay them in cash and make them walk back and forth as many times as I can just to piss them off and prove a point. So I went out and sat in my truck, made them load all the tile in my truck for me, made them bring me change and all that stuff. So yes, Grit and Grace, I got kicked out of a lot of places too. And Bill Warner, yeah, SOS, stuck on stupid, is becoming more common every day in this country. Yes, we need to do a shirt that says SOS, stuck on stupid. Let me. Oh man, I'm trying to keep up with this. Y'all, I went nose to nose with the athletic director in the bleachers at a football game because we wouldn't wear them. Yeah, we just have to keep speaking up. Exactly. So, and then Miss Sharon, yeah, I'd never go back. I didn't do it too. Yeah, Shelly, you'll have nothing and be happy. That was Klaus Schwab, as I think who said that. And he's like, you will eat the bugs too. And then Twin Oaks Farm, yeah. Eat unprocessed foods, sweat and sleep, and self-rely as much as possible. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I mean, be as strong and as independent as you can, and then the less stuff around that affects you. You know, it's I mean, I'll bring Dave Ramsey up. You know, I'm kind of a halfway a Dave Ramsey fan, halfway not. I think some of this stuff's bogus, but I think some of it's good practical advice like our grandparents used to live. Essentially, if you've got an emergency fund of $1,000 and a tire blows on your truck or your car, and it's $200 for a new tire, that really doesn't affect you too much. You're just like, okay, you know, Murphy hit me a little bit, but hey, I've got, you know, that was only 20% of my emergency fund. I can go buy a new tire, and it's not like a catastrophe happening to you because you had thought and prepared a little bit ahead of time. So it's like, yeah, I blew a tire. We'll get it to the tire shop, buy a new tire, and then I've still got $800 in my emergency account, and I can build that emergency account back up over the next couple of weeks by throwing some more money in it. So be as self-sufficient as you can. Stronger people are hard to kill. Our shepherds, yes. Hence the importance of mag groups. Exactly. The mag groups, your community, just good friends that you can count on. I mean, I've got just like Mike Shepard. Mike Shepard is on his way down here right now. Mike comes and helps me when I need some extra help on jobs. I called Mike the other day. He's like, hey, dude, are you busy on a Friday? He's like, no, I don't think so. I was like, can you come down and help me for the day? Mike would probably do it even if I didn't pay him. He's that good a friend, but I do pay Mike. I do pay Mike when he comes down and helps me with my business. But Mike would probably come down. Mike has come down a lot of times and helped me for no payment, just helping me around the house, do some stuff like that. But that's where you need your good mag, your community, your friends that you can count on. Let me see. The chat's going good. Dadgummit. Mike, come to my house. It's fine. My phone is going crazy too. I see Twin Oaks, the mask. Yeah, we already did that. Let's see. Forrest. I was a federal police officer on an Army base in California during C-19. The stupidity I saw was mind-numbing. Got a religious exemption and didn't get the shot. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I know a ton of people got religious exemptions for sure. And Bill. I still think the way my wife and I eat is the main reason that she isn't degrading from leukemia after 3 years post-diagnosis. Yeah, I really honestly think if you eat good, clean, unprocessed foods, that's going to help you out tremendously in being healthy and stuff like that. Hey, local prepper. Hey, LP, are you going to be live in like 9 o'clock Central Time? Or 10 o'clock Central Time. Guys, go check out Local Prepper. I think he's pretty much live almost every day. He's got a lot more time than me to do this. If I had more time, I would go live every day. But LP is usually live, I think, every day. But yeah, Bill, I think honestly that the more you eat, the cleaner that you eat, and the healthier you eat, all the unprocessed crap and stuff like that, that's going to help your body do a lot better. I know if y'all are interested in what you eat and stuff like that, Chronically Healthy is going to be at the festival. They can talk to you. He's live. LP's taking vacation, but he's still going to be alive. See, that man does not stop working. Are you going to be... LP, are you going to be sitting on the beach, sitting right on the beach in your Speedo, drinking a margarita or something while you do your live? That would probably get some people tuned in. But yeah, eating clean, do that. Chronically Healthy will be at the festival. They are amazing people to talk to about what's in your food. They're going to be talking about what's in your food and all that stuff. Yeah, and Shelly, Eric and Dylan from Chronically Healthy are awesome. I know Shelly is doing their program, and because she told me the other day that she's been starting on their program, and they'll do, programs for you to get you, and what you eat is a big thing in how you feel, your inflammation, chronic issues, thyroid issues, stuff like that. A lot of that can be solved with taking crap out of your diet. That you do. LP, I'm in the parking lot of Academy Sports, Ross, and Five Below Marshalls right now while the girlfriend shops. You sound like Forrest. Forrest took a picture the other day while his wife was shopping at the mall, and he kind of looked defeated. But yeah, take a picture of that and be like, I'm sitting here waiting for my girlfriend to quit shopping. So. Miss Sharon, I can tell you what will shut down these jab poo-poos. When they ask if you had the jab, just asking if they've been tested for HIV out real loud. Yeah. That would be something. That would probably rile some people's feathers up. So, but guys, Mike is going to be here in a few minutes. I've got a full day of grouting tile in this bathroom. And honestly, it's Friday. I really don't want to do it. But that's life and that's work. Embrace the suck. Suck it up, get it done. And guys, I hope y'all have an awesome weekend. Don't forget, run by, get your festival tickets, get any of your medical first aid supplies. Everything is in stock, ready to go. So if you need that, order it. And then look at all the great stuff we've got for the festival. And we hope to see you at the festival. If y'all need anything, shoot me an email. And don't forget, Comfrey will be on the website pretty soon as Shelly and I can get time to sit down. Her and I dig this stuff up. And but guys, have a great weekend. Be good, get some stuff done, and I will be back here Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock. I appreciate all of you, and see you Tuesday. Bye.